Hello YouTube, this is a little video from Matthew Williams talking about the owner of the Apple computer company, Steve Jobs. I've been watching videos on him, and trying to sort of like understand a little bit more about who he is and what he's like, as a kind of a person. But one thing I've noticed, which is is really weird, is he seems to have this sort of obsessive compulsion. Perhaps it's even an obsessive compulsion disorder with wearing the same clothes all the time. And, you really don't see the guy wearing anything else. So, I mean, I just wondered whether other people had noticed this, and I had a little search around on Google, and there are people out there talking about this, and, people saying, well, why does the guy wear the same clothes all the time, and it's like, people are saying, well, maybe he just likes those clothes and this sort of stuff. But I think it goes a bit further than this, and I'll explain to you in a minute now. But just to give you an example, I'm not making this stuff up. Here's some video clips I sort of, snapped some shots of. And there you go, there's Steve wearing his polo. Well, it's a turtleneck top with some, stonewashed jeans. And we've got another one here, which is Steve showing people around the Apple store, and he's wearing, turtleneck, sort of polo neck top or whatever, and the same jeans, and we got him speaking to Bill Gates on a television interview, and he's wearing his stonewashed jeans and his top, and we've got turtleneck top, and we've, oh, there's somebody trying to ring me. I'll just stop them doing that. But it's just interesting that it's just a strange thing to see somebody who always wears the same clothes. And I'm just wondering why somebody would want to wear the same clothes. Now, I know that the Apple fans out there, I know the immediate thing they're going to say, because kind of predictable, like Apple's. Is that he wears the same clothes because he's such an intelligent man, and Albert Einstein was in fact quoted as saying that he wore the same suit and same clothes all the time because he didn't want to expend any of his mental energy worrying about which clothes he was going to wear, so he had a wardrobe full of the same clothes. So I'm wondering, is Steve Jobs trying to mimic, look, I'm as cool as Albert Einstein, or is he just fixated? Is he just absolutely fixated with wearing the same clothes all the time? Now, here's the interesting point. I think, is Steve Jobs. Hang on, I've still got my thing up on the screen. I'm going to get rid of it. Hang on, there we are. That's me back now. This is the interesting point. When he's wearing the same clothes, you can kind of understand, maybe he's got a fixation with it. But what do you think when people around him start wearing the same sorts of clothes? Now, this then says, well, it's not so much about he likes the clothes or he has the attitude. He expects everyone else around him to also follow the same patterns and wear the same clothes. And it's almost like as if Mac, as I have said in my other videos, Mac is a marketing statement. It's not about truth. It's not about, that it really is a good machine that's going to save the planet. It's not about its sales, and it's not about its operating system being, it never crashes, which is obviously bullshit, yeah. It's not about that. It's about being seen to be the best computer on the planet and, never crashes. It's about image. It's about image. This is what Apple are about. They're about image. The quality of their machines, is the same as the quality of PCs. In some cases, you pay a lot more money for a Mac than you do for a PC, but it's not about what's in it and what it does, it's about the image that people have. And this is why Apple users are so fanatical about defending their machines. Apple is much better than PC, blah, 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 blah. It's much better. And this is why PC people say, hey, you want to lighten up a little bit because, you seem to be sort of like really wanting this computer based on the fact that it's just better than everything else, and you must do it our way, and it's better, and it's this, and it's like, hang on a minute, Apple fans, really show themselves up by the fact that they do this. But when you've got staff working at Apple, they all have to dress like Steve. This is sycophantic bullshit. This is just sycophantic nonsense. And from what I understand, what I've been learning about Steve Jobs is he's quite a fanatical sort of person, you know, and his drive to do things his way, you know, and that he puts a lot of people's noses out in where he works by the fact that he's very, very dominant and forceful, you know, and you know, people with this type of, you know, dominance and forceability, you know, they're either classed as sociopaths. Sometimes, you know, some people would say even like slightly psychopathic, because they care more about their own feelings than they do about the feelings of others, you know. So, you know, it could come into that. It could also be an obsessive compulsion with wanting to be right and wanting to be listened to, you know, and wanting to, you know, wear the same clothes. And I'm just wondering, you know, does anybody actually have any information out there about, you know, what sort of person they think Steve Jobs is? You know, what sort of person would wear the same clothes all the time and be quite happy and expectant of people around him to be wearing the same clothes too? Because if that was me, right, if that was me and I was wearing the clothes and a bunch of guys came out wearing the same clothes, yeah, I think I'd say to them, hey guys, you know, you're wearing the same clothes as I'm wearing. This looks a bit freaky. I think people are going to notice that we are freaky. I don't think we should do this. I think you should wear some clothes, and you should wear some clothes, and I'll wear these clothes. But if the people around me are sitting there wearing the same clothes, and he hasn't said that to them, that's freaky. That's really freaky. So, you know, it's like, I mean, what the hell, you know? What the hell is going on here, you know? It's like, anybody got, you know, reasons for this? I'd be interested to hear. It's just freaking me out. I'm just seeing all these videos of Steve Jobs, you know, and he wears the same clothes. It's very freaky. I'd like to know your opinions on this.